Morning everybody, my name is Lynn Ismail and welcome to my channel. It is June 18th and it's currently 8:36. It's a beautiful day and I think for today's video I'm just gonna film things that I would typically do in my garden on a Sunday morning. I live in southwestern Ontario and I pretty much just cut flowers for funsies. I discovered gardening 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, 2 years ago during the pandemic, and now I'm hooked. So I'm just growing flowers just to make me happy and to make the people that receive the flowers I make happy as well. So right now I'm just prepping up the buckets that I'm going to use. So I was wearing my gloves and it was kind of dirty because they're gardening gloves. They would be dirty. So I'm just trying to make sure that my buckets are clean. These are buckets I got from Dollarama. They're like trash buckets. About $4 a piece. And this is a plastic pot, again from Dollarama, and it's quite bigger, so you can see right there. And I just put some chicken wire with some paper clips to hold them down, just so the flowers stay in place when I cut them. I don't have so much shade right now because I did cut the bush there, but got an umbrella, so hopefully that will be enough to keep the flowers shaded until I have the chance to bring them inside. So this is my patch of ranunculus. Ranunculus likes to thrives in cooler temperatures, and once it goes over 23 degrees Celsius, then that's their signal to remain dormant, or to go dormant. So I made this little house or shade, some type of structure to get the shade cloth on top of them. So at least they get the morning sun, and as the sun transitions to the west or sunset, then at least they're somewhat shaded. Hopefully that works. This is my first time growing ranunculus. So these ones are a little blown out now. They'll probably last a few days in the vase. I'll give them a snip. I started them second week of March indoors, so I had them pre-sprouted, and 2 weeks later, that's a long stem. Wow, look at that. What was I saying? So pre-sprout them in the spring, I pre-sprouted them in March, and then as soon as they sprouted 2 weeks later, I planted them in the ground. I had the bed prepped in the fall, but it covered with Bio 360 mulch to keep the soil warmish, and then had it covered with a frost cover. And they've only started blooming 3 weeks ago. So it typically takes 90 days for ranunculus to start blooming from when you I cut the buds there. Oh well. And you know they're ready when they're kind of like marshmallow, when they feel like marshmallow when you squeeze them. my alliums. Aren't they cute? And the big one is, I don't remember, Millennium Allium? No, it's not Millennium Allium. The giant one. And I think this one, if I can get the camera to focus, that's Red Mohican. It's supposed to have spiky red things coming up, but maybe in the next few days it'll show itself. Not sure about this dianthus. When I first harvested them, they were big, but now it's giving me shoots or giving me blooms that are just maybe 1 or 3 blooms. I mean, stem's sturdy, it's still pretty, but I was wondering how I can get all blooms to be this size. So that's something for me to think about. While I'm here, might as well pick some sweet peas, because they just self-seeded themselves from last year. This is the Matacana variety. My favorite type of scent. They kind of look good together, the pink and the Sudi and the Matacana. Oops. I have a huge clump here. That one's done pretty well. So these are my stock. They're pretty much ready to harvest now. Typically, you need to harvest them when half of the flowers are open, and some of them they're more than half open. But I find that they will keep elongating. I mean, I didn't what do you call this? I didn't net them, so now they're kind of funky, but that's okay. We can work with that. But I'm surrounded by bees, so this is gonna be tricky. Well, they like the stalk, but they also like the catmint close by. They are not cut and come again, so I'll just cut them down to the base, and then in a week or two I'll plant something else on their place. Unless they're just a single. I mean, this is a double, this is a single. Double is more wanted, more in demand than the single, but still smells fabulous. And you know, a different type of texture when you're doing flower arrangement. These ones did much better than the other bed I have. I think it's because it's getting more water compared to the other one. This is more of a moist bed, and the other one, well, drier bed. Not really dry, but it's not as moist. I think I've cut enough stalks. I'm going to leave the rest for next week. Just I'm going to be driving in a car, and a bunch of these is intoxicating. Just gonna thing with being insect friendly is that all insects are here, including earwigs. That's okay. They have a role in the ecosystem, so I don't mind if they stay. just don't think that they're the prettiest insect around. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're nice and they've got good personality, but not for me. It's a little wonky. That's okay, but that would be interesting. Not selling it to florists. Just for fun, for me anyway. Just taking the foliage, enough foliage just so when I dunk it in the water, it doesn't, the leaves are not in the water, because that would increase the likelihood of the water being contaminated with bacteria, and if there's bacteria there, then the vast life of the flowers gets reduced. So you want the soil to be full of life, but you want the water after to be sterile. Put the foliage down on the ground there just to let it, just to add organic matter to the ground. And then with my Clarkias, well, these are more common name is Godetia or Godetia. And this is my first time growing them, and they're kind of pretty. This is more pink, that's more bright salmon, and then the other one over there, this one over here, it's like peachy. So they bloom, one bloom, and then there's a bunch more to follow. So I'll give that a try this week. Not the tallest vase life. Not the tallest vase life. Not the tallest stem length. But for a jam jar posy, I think that should be okay. Maybe in the future I would have to, like, well, I didn't really pinch this one. It just kind of like fell to the side, and so the side should got bigger. Hoping I get more than one flush from these, because they are pretty. Don't remember the names of these Godetia, but I know I ordered a couple from Johnny's, and I also ordered from Stem's Flower Farm. Just not sure which one is which, but it looks like I only have three here, 3 varieties. So one of them didn't make it, or at least I haven't seen the blooms yet. Over here, I'll grab a stem of this Clarkia here. So they bloom from, I don't know if I can do this better here. They bloom from the bottom, moving up. So if you harvest, I found last year that if I harvest them at this stage, this will die in about a few days, but all these will keep blooming. I have some salvias here. They are perennials, and I started them from seeds last year. So even though these flowers fall off, I guess they're called calyx, whatever that's left, it's still purple. So I can still use them in flower arrangements. Perennial salvias will rebloom if you cut them down. interestingly, my monostatus blossoms have bloomed already. It's just very short stem. Not sure if it's just the variety, because last year my stems are huge. And also, these are self-sown, self-seeded. They self-seeded in my garden. But compared to the ones that I planted from seed, it's single. So maybe they've hybridized, they're cross-pollinated with the other cornflowers in the area. Or, well, the cornflowers I got self-pollinated, and this is their baby. Oh, a blue jay. Oh, it's huge. Let's see if I can capture it without flying. Oh, it flew. So there's not a lot, but I got some Iceland poppies. I want to grow more next year. They last for maybe 5 days in the vase if you harvest them in pod form. I know a couple of these just exploded their pod in the morning. But yeah, still, you can bring them inside, enjoy them for a few days. Here is penstemon. I started them from seeds last winter, like I overwintered them. Last year, they didn't do anything, they just grew on the ground. This year, they bloomed. So they're related to foxgloves. They're digitalis, that's their genus name. I'm doing it right. Anyway, they're related to foxglove, that's why you see the form of their flowers similar to foxgloves. And they're drought resistant, drought tolerant. Supposed to be about 2 feet tall, but because they're right in an area where there's not a lot of water for this stem length, it's pretty impressive. So I have purple, and I have this kind of multicolored bluish white. It's almost like a delphinium color, and it shines. I don't think it picks up in the camera, but it's got that metallic looking sheen to it. And then the purple, or they call it blue, but it's really purple. I also have red and coral, but those ones haven't bloomed yet, haven't started blooming yet. So maybe next week I'll get to see those. So I'm gonna test what the length of vase life is for this flower. Like, I harvest them similar to how you would harvest snapdragons, where half of them has just started to open up, and it's got interesting foliage too. It's like pointy, almost like a dianthus stem. So yeah, I'll give it a try. I also like to harvest some fennel leaves, what they call it, fronds. I'm not sure, but they smell like fennel, of course. They're bronze fennel, and I do have some seedlings. For some reason, I have a plant there, but all the seedlings went all the way to the edge of my property. So I'll probably have to transfer that at some point today. But yeah, I found that they last long in the vase, and they just add that. It's hard to see, but it just adds that little airy texture when you put them in vase for arrangement. So this is my haul. I know I said I'm gonna film things that I do in the garden on a typical Sunday, but this is what I usually do in a typical Sunday. It is now 11:21, and I think I'm going to end it here just because I got other stuff to do and if I garden-wise, but if I keep filming, then it's going to take me longer. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye.